Hey, I'm Maria back with another video. It's 4:58 p.m. and it is Sunday, first day of autumn, September 23rd. And I have just finished my laundry, which was, the same old routine. Yeah, and so I'm just kind of kicking back here, getting ready for the evening. And I was thinking about, how judgmental people have been in the last few years that I've been dealing with all this nonsense. I want to address some of the preconceived ideas that I think people had about me, which I think I've covered before. But when I think about the religious part of it is what really is, I find shocking. I mean, I understand that corruption exists in religion. I understand it. It always has been that way. And I'm not talking about any particular religion. It's just that anytime people feel like they're in a group, they feel like this enormous amount of power, and they feel entitled to bully people. So people knew that I didn't belong to a particular denomination or church. And so that was their goal was to try, to convert me by bullying me. And so, that just goes to show you that people really don't know, what serving God really is about, So they start showing their true faces, and they also thought that I had a relationship with the cute guy. And no, I didn't. But the thing is that, what we assume, and I'm sure that what's going on in the back of these people's mind is, well, what I thought that she was doing this, and I thought that she was doing that, and I thought that this, and I thought that. No matter what you thought, you still, give me one reason why you feel as though that was some sort of justification to enact some sort of rage or some sort of harassment or anything. So what you really look at is people who are evil, basically. Evil people doing their devilish work and then pretending to, use it under the guise of this whole godly thing, which is funny. Also, I think that people thought because the cute guy was hanging around and whatever, that because of him, they thought that perhaps maybe I had a mental disability. That is incorrect. But that just goes to show you how intolerant people are of people who are different. So, ideally, people who have these sort of issues are supposed to be, looked upon as someone that really doesn't need to deal with the sort of hatred and the sort of the negative behavior of other people. But you'll be surprised what people are willing to do. So what I've been exposed to is just absolutely ugly to me. And it's really hard for me to have a positive outlook on the world because the world is so upside down, and I believe that it has always been. This is nothing new, but it's just people have gotten to the point where they are just taking advantage of people, and it's easier for them to do it. Everything that these people assumed about me was wrong, okay? And like I said before, there was no way in the world that any of that could have ever happened, or that, I have mental disabilities, or that I was seeing the cute guy, or that, what else? Oh, that I have anything against God or anything like that. I don't have anything against that sort of stuff. I don't. What I do have an issue with is I have a problem with hypocrisy. That's my biggest issue. And, no matter how you look at it, there was no reason for it. They can say whatever they want to say. There is no excuse for what happened to me. None. When you want to convert somebody over to a religion that you feel is the right path, okay, then you're going to demonstrate that by your actions, You're going to live a life that is, upstanding, and you are going to have a higher moral standard than the majority of the people around you. That's the way it is, okay? And I know people want to make religion or Christianity into what they want it to be because it's convenient for them, okay? But there's an obligation, there's a responsibility to behave and walk in the footsteps of the person who you're supposed to be following, which is Jesus, okay? But you don't see that very often, okay? There's too many people who are just like, obsessed with the social gatherings, the potlucks, and the biddies that get together and start talking and gossiping, And I don't find any of that to be spiritually uplifting. So I don't really deal with church, and that's my choice, you know what I mean? Now, when it comes to the cute guy, I don't know if his mom and him talk to me and they say, well, you know what, I'd like you to go to one of our religious services or something. Well, then that's something I would think about. I might go to one of them or something like that. But you know, it's not for people to sit here and try to cram that shit down my throat. It just isn't. You know, and it's not that I don't believe in God, because obviously I do. It's just that I know that there's a lot of churches that are very lax about what they deem as acceptable. You know what I mean? They're not really. I'm not saying all churches, okay, and I mean, because I haven't been to every single last church under the sun, okay? There might be some churches that really do take this stuff seriously, okay? But a lot of them don't. They have absolutely no concept of, you know, what true devotion is. They just don't. So, but then, you know, I know that I was getting tested a lot, you know, when I was looking for work in the last few years. And I think it's because they thought I had a mental disability. Obviously, if I had a prior work history, then obviously I'm able to do my work. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the deal of that was. Maybe it was just to waste my time, or be, you know, these assholes that just want to waste your time. And it's offensive. You know what I mean? It's community bullying, and it's wrong. You know, and it's unforgivable. You know, it is unforgivable, because it's senseless, you know. I do think that people are are extremely competitive, you know, but the people who are competitive are the ones who are most incompetent, you know, which I find kind of funny. Anyway, so, yeah, those are my thoughts for this first day of autumn, you know, and it's getting colder in the morning, and I've been thinking, you know, that I need to get a move on. I need to do something. I got to change something, you know, in my routine. Last winter, I was scrimping by, and it was very, very hard for me. And then, you know, I don't want to. I try not to be in that same situation again. You know, I don't think people have a sense of what's right and what's wrong. And I was thinking today about my previous boss. You know, I mentioned her several times before, and I don't think I need to mention her name by now, because I'm sure she's recognized by all. But, you know, I think of, when I think of, hang on a second, let me just get this real quick, sorry. I'm going to think about people who have been born, you know, with certain privileges. They tend to not acknowledge that other people have rights, and she's one of those people. You know, like, it doesn't occur to her that I had other things I needed to do in my life. And, you know, obviously, you know, I know her brother was a CPA at the last, when I was working for her, and he audited the books, and he, you know, made sure everything was, like, you know, on the up and up. And he never really had any complaints about the work that I did. So what it is that she likes to control people. And this is what a lot of people do. They like to control, and they don't see anything wrong with what they do. Okay, and they don't realize the damage that they cause. This woman literally destroyed my life. She destroyed it. And, you know, I don't know how she lives with herself. You know, like I mentioned, the guy, Jack, who worked there, I don't know if I'm assuming he's probably dead by now, because the kind of, the kind of crap that she throws down on people, it's very difficult to survive, okay? When you gossip about another person, okay, when you gossip and you speculate about another person and you throw that out in public, you are basically putting a person's life in jeopardy. Okay, so it's very important to watch what you say, you know. And now that I understand this, it's like I'm very careful about what I say about other people. You know, and I mean, I have been doing that in the last few years. When I was younger, of course, you know, I was into the gossip thing, because that's what you think is normal, and you think that's how you fit in or whatever. But it's like, no, I don't do that. You know, I don't, and I won't, you know, because I understand how dangerous it is, you know. So, especially when it's a work issue, you know, there's laws that, you know, like when you verify somebody's reference, if an employer calls another person, you can talk about certain things, like, you know, what this person did regarding their duties or specific duties. Did this person do this? Did they do this? Did they do this? And then they can verify that. But if they start talking about things that relate to your personal life that could relate to something that leans towards the slanderous side, that's when you have a lawsuit, okay? And obviously, if you think that I was seeing the cute guy, which I wasn't seeing the cute guy, but whatever it is, you know, anything that relates to my personal life has nothing to do with work, okay? And I can tell you right now, there's a lot of people that I've worked with who have done all kinds of things, but yet they're walking around, you know, doing their work and they're, you know, living their life just fine. So it's like, I feel a serious injustice, and I won't rest until I see that this whole issue has been corrected, because I shouldn't have to suffer for this. This is a woman who thinks that she owns people, and that's pretty much how it is. Like, she wants to dictate that, and I'm assuming that if the cute guy is somewhere out in the sidelines, that she wants to manipulate the relationship that I have with him. Bullshit. You know what I mean? My relationship, if he and I do end up having a relationship, that is between he and I, you know, and it should be something that should be, you know, safe, you know, from the gaze and the opinions of other people. Everyone has the right to be with whoever they want to, period. You know what I mean? So I just, you know, I really am sickened by all of it. I'm sickened by all of it. You know, and then here's this woman, she's living in a lavish home, she's doing this, she's causing all kinds of havoc, wreaking, you know, making my life a living hell, okay? So she should be paying my bills, really, she should be. But she doesn't see it that way. You know, she just feels like she's some queen of the earth and she has the right to dictate whatever. And it's not a matter of me being impatient. You know, it would be different if, you know, actually there is no reason. I mean, I have every right to be the way that I am. It's not about being impatient. I have been dealt a serious injustice, you know. And as far as any preconceived ideas, if any preconceived ideas exist in this town or in the United States or around the world at this point, then people are just making things up just to be making it up, because there's no reason to have any preconceived ideas. Everybody watches. If you are a targeted individual, believe me, your neighbors are in on it. They are. I don't care what they say, they are in on it. If they are people that you go to in the store, they know who you are. They do. And I know, I have confirmation of this, okay, in several ways. They know who you are. The people you work with, they know who you are. People, I mean, anytime you interact with a person, you know, that you frequently go to, like a store, whatever, a library, a mall, whatever, wherever it is you go, okay, I don't go very many places, but still, they know who you are, okay? So it's like, you know, they know I'm sitting here, same old boring shit-ass routine. So where do these stories come up with? Where do they come up with these stories? Where do they make up this shit, you know? So this has been going on for years. People have been monitoring my actions, obviously, for the last few years. So where do they come up with this shit, you know? When it comes to the cute guy, I haven't talked to him since 2008. Of course, I have been sending him little text messages here and there lately. But, you know, I never called him, never sent him any private emails or on Facebook since I contacted him in 2008. So what is the scandal? What is the scandal? Is it because Polly had a relationship with her son and they were married, and then somehow or another that made, I had no idea he was in a relationship with his mother. I came back to town in 2009? Yeah, 2009. And he kept coming over to my house wanting to get back together. So, and I would have never thought in a million years that him and his mom were, you know, in a relationship. So how's that my fault? You know what I mean? To me, that to even think of something like that is just too weird. But looking back now, I realize that something was weird with her. You know what I mean? But whatever, she can have him, whatever. That to me is so weird, I don't even classify that as adultery. You know, if he was seeing his mom and he was seeing me, I don't even classify that as adultery. That is so far out of the realm of weird. Like, I don't even know how to classify that. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. But still, I'm not to blame for that, obviously. So what is the gossip? What is the gossip? What is the, you know, what's the chatter? Why am I sitting here being, and it's another thing, why am I being punished for something like that? Especially if it has nothing to do with work. Is she mad because I left her place of employment because she was rude and I have every right to my happiness? Is that what it is? What exactly is wrong with this maniac woman? I'd love to know. You know what I mean? And of course she's too cowardice to ever confront me in person. She would never do that because, you know, she's got all this power and all this, you know, this what do you call it, vitality to sit here and create all this drama, but she would never in a million years confront me face to face. Coward! Anyway, so I'm wrapping up this video. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm doing some light painting. No, I'm not an artist. I can already tell just by starting this art project that this painting is going to suck, okay? It doesn't even look good. Okay, I'm going to sit here and try to add things to it to make it look halfway decent, but it's out of boredom, okay? I'm extremely bored, and I shouldn't be, okay? I should be the kind of person to be going out doing different things, meeting people, having women over here talking about serious issues, being a social person. That's the life I really should be living. But I'm sitting here, you know, in this little apartment complex, wondering what the fuck's going to go on with me next. Yeah, okay. Anyway, wrapping up this video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.